Hey everyone, this is Laura Godenek with Laura Godenek Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of July 10th through the 23rd, 2023. Before I get started, I'd like to remind you to like, subscribe, comment. That really helps the channel to grow, and I'd really appreciate it and would love to hear from you as to how the astrology is impacting you, or if you have any questions. With that being said, let's get started. So today, July 10th, which is Monday, we have Mars heading into Virgo and Mercury opposing Pluto before heading into Leo. So Mars is a planet about action and how we do things. It's a planet about how we're motivated and how we exert our energy. Virgo is a sign that likes to perfect, edit, improve, and build skills. And so with Mars in Virgo, this will be a time of intensely perhaps building skills or getting organized or perfecting or improving or wanting to edit something, wanting to kind of, if you think about Mars as like a knife that wants to like scrape away the excess or carve out what's not needed, that's like gonna be on overload, so to speak, for the next couple of weeks while Mars is in Virgo. Virgo is a sign ruled by Mercury, planet of the mind. So you might also notice communications being a bit sharper. So being mindful when you are communicating of not being harsh or too pointed, but also Mars and Virgo will help you to get to the point and be more clear cut in your communications and in what you want to say or write, or this is a great placement for writing, for editing, for building things, for learning new skills with your hands. Mercury rules over the connection between mind and the hands. So it's a really good time to learn some new skills if that's something you are wanting to do. Additionally, whatever part of your chart that has Virgo on the cusp, this part of the chart will get kind of this Martian energy of cleaning up, editing, organizing, and kind of scraping away or cutting out what no longer needs to be there. So on the same day, Mercury, the ruler of Mars and Virgo, is making an opposition to Pluto. So this kind of adds to the context. Mercury is planet of the mind and how you think and communicate. And Pluto is a planet about getting to the bottom of things. Pluto is the lord of the underworld and likes to, be and do underworld type things. So this might be a day where you have more intense conversations of an emotional element, just because Mercury is in Cancer, a sign about feelings and what our needs are. So you might notice having more intense or more serious or more important conversations, really getting to the bottom of something, being really honest about your feelings, or uncovering something, maybe researching into something. And it might have to do with home or family, because Cancer is a sign about home and family, as well as emotions. And you might have noticed this energy for a couple of days. Mercury's been building to this opposition for a little while, so it's not necessarily new. And you might notice it for a couple days after today as well. And then pretty quickly after that, Mercury heads into the sign of Leo, where Venus is. And Leo is a sign about the heart. And Mercury, once again, is the mind and communication. So with Mercury in Leo, it's time to speak from the heart, speak with confidence and finding your own internal authority. And Mercury is going to be kind of acting like a microphone or a megaphone for whatever is happening with Venus. Venus is in Leo and will be in Leo until October 8th, because she's going to retrograde there, which we'll get to in a little bit. So Mercury's time in Leo is a time to be able to verbalize or vocalize whatever is happening in the part of your chart pertaining to Leo, whatever house that is, as well as what's going on with you emotionally with regards to relationships. Venus, goddess of love, beauty, connection, relationships. Venus is about to go on an underworld journey, a deep dive into what you value, and what your needs are in relationships, and how you do or don't feel important, valued, or special, Leo themes, or how others in your life don't feel valued, important, or special to you. Those are some themes to watch out for. Okay, so that's kind of the big thing for this first week. It's really today on Monday. And then Friday the 14th, the Sun in Cancer makes a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. This feels like a day to be innovative, to do something a bit differently or outside of the box, going outside of your normal routine or schedule. You might have some insights around something. Okay, then Monday the 17th, Mercury in Leo makes a square to Jupiter in Taurus. This feels like positive news coming through, or conversations, or having healing conversations or talks. This feels kind of like having very optimistic thinking, or having some good ideas for something you want to do that will grow or expand something in your life. So it's a positive aspect, even though it's a square. Jupiter, is a planet that brings opportunity and abundance and grace and healing and flow. So then Thursday the 20th, so this is, next week, this is kind of an intense time, actually. So we have the Sun making a trine to Neptune on the same day as Mars opposing Saturn. And we'll have noticed this Mars opposing Saturn energy for pretty much since Mars moved into Virgo today on July 10th. You'll notice this energy of Mars opposing Saturn. So I'm going to start there because that's the more important aspect. Mars is a planet about taking action and how we spend our energy. And Mars, generally speaking, wants to go pretty quickly. It's a fast planet. It's a fiery planet, whereas Saturn is a planet that wants to go slow, take careful steps, plan ahead for the future, think and plan, and is kind of the opposite energy of Mars. So you might notice this kind of push and pull between wanting to go after something, maybe a sense of urgency, and maybe someone else outside of you is saying, whoa, we got to slow down, or we got to stop, or we got to, be more mature about this. We can't just head on into something. But Mars has that sense of urgency and wanting to take action more quickly. So noticing that archetypal tension of stop and go, or pressing on the gas, and Saturn kind of pressing on the brakes, and that kind of back and forth. There's several ways this could manifest, Mars opposing Saturn. I really like what one of my teachers at Adam Ellenboss, he changed his name back, said about this aspect being an opportunity to act from a place of maturity. So if Mars is a planet about taking action and doing things, and Saturn rules over things that take a long time to mature, or time and age, maturity in general, then this might be a good time to lean into that kind of wise mind of where am I going? What do I really want? And, how can I make a plan to get there without rushing? Or how can I be more mature about this course of action, or what I'm trying to do here? So it can be experienced a bit frustrating as well. So that kind of inner frustration of wanting to go and then being told no, or a boundary being put up or something like that. So there is that. However, I think this is an opportunity, Mars opposing Saturn, to take action carefully, to really think about where you're going and what you're doing and what you want to edit or carve out, Mars in Virgo, and improve. And how can you do it gracefully and with thinking about the long haul or the future, or thinking about what's sustainable. So, there could be some conflict arising either within yourself internally or externally between you and someone else, or maybe two people who you're around a lot. So there could be some conflict. There could be boundaries set up around something. Or this might be just a time of feeling like you're working super hard at something and you're just kind of this sense of like slaving away. And so be very mindful of your energy. Be very mindful of sustaining your energy and thinking about, once again, what is sustainable? What's sustainable? So this aspect, Mars opposing Saturn, perfects. It comes up to that exact opposition on Thursday the 20th, but we will have been feeling it pretty much starting today on the 10th. And then on the same day, Thursday the 20th, the Sun makes a trine to Neptune, and this feels like it helps soften things a little bit. There's maybe some forgiveness or compassion, maybe some self-compassion. So there is that. However, the next day, on Friday the 21st, the Sun makes an opposition to Pluto. So this is a time to be more careful around power struggles, around manipulation, either whether it's you manipulating a situation to get something you want or being manipulated. There might be more of an intense feel in the air in general. Once again, Pluto, Lord of the underworld. Pluto represents those who have power. It represents wealth, gold, or also rot. Like if you think about digging up something, like what's beneath the surface of something, is it going to be rot, like trash, or is it going to be something really good and like the heart of something? So there might be this element on Friday the 21st, and also you probably will be feeling it earlier in the week as well, of maybe power struggle coming up, maybe obsessive compulsive behavior. So being mindful of that, addictions, behaviors that aren't really good or healthy for you. It's a good day, good time to kind of do some soul searching and get to the bottom of what you are needing and wanting, and trying to find more clarity of mind and your conscious awareness. So that's what I would use that energy for. Okay, then on Saturday, the 22nd of July, Venus stations retrograde. So she's stationing retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo, and she'll be retrograde until September 3rd. So Venus will be retrograde for about 40 days. And this is the time where Venus enters the underworld. She's going to go on this underworld journey of exploring Venus things, relationships, partnerships, love, connection, beauty, art, what we most deeply value. And in Leo's a sign that, once again, likes to be seen, likes to be seen as important or special. So this might be a time where you're like, maybe part of this journey is asking yourself, like, how am I feeling important to myself? Or how am I feeling important and special to the people I love or the people I'm in relationship with? Or, am I living a life that reflects my values? Some other things that can happen during this Venus retrograde is revisiting old relationships from the past, and maybe even like talking with an ex or something like that, or just revisiting old relationships, maybe even doing some healing work around old relationships. Maybe some loose ends weren't totally tied before. What else about Venus retrograde? It can feel kind of like, so if Venus represents all the things that are fun and joyful and pleasurable, sometimes when Venus is retrograde, it can feel like, like there's nothing fun to do, or like, what do I even like? What do I like to do? I can't think of anything that sounds very fun. So it also might be a journey of exploring what's fun for you, what brings you joy, as well as how you feel attractive. Venus is the planet that attracts. Is your style, what you wear, reflective of how you feel about yourself? Or do you feel like you want to make some sort of external change to reflect an internal change? So some things to think about there. So Venus will be retrograde until September 3rd, and Venus will be in Leo until October 8th. So we have a long time of Venus in Leo. The Sun heads into Leo on the same day, on the 22nd. So the Sun will bring more conscious awareness to the part of our chart that has Leo on the cusp. and also more conscious awareness to what this Venus retrograde is or will be about for you. Okay, then on Sunday, the 23rd, Mercury makes a square to Uranus. So Mercury, planet of the mind, communication. Uranus is the planet about breakthroughs, breakups, innovation, revelation, revolution, change. So this feels like a day where you might have new ideas, or there's innovative thinking going on, or you might change your mind around something, or you might have a surprising conversation or surprising news. So yeah, that is the astrology for the next couple of weeks. It's kind of a big next couple of weeks, and so yeah, wish you all luck. And if you're interested in how the astrology is impacting you and what's happening in your personal birth chart, I am available for readings. This astrology is going to be different for everyone depending on your personal birth chart and what your rising sign is and where all your personal planets are. So feel free to reach out if you're interested. And otherwise, I will be back in a couple weeks with another astrological update. And I hope you have a good couple of weeks. Bye.